Hello, everybody, and welcome to our next group channeling session with Source, with Oneness, with you and me and all that is, because we are all aspects of the one of Source. And we are joined by Patreon members today who'll be joining in the session. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, so without further ado, I'm going to go now into trance and bring forth Source. Dear ones, do you feel the love radiating in your heart? Do you feel a sense of deeper connection to your brothers and sisters? A deeper connection to the planet, to the stars, to the universe? The movement towards unity consciousness in awareness has deepened. Your heart has been opened wider as a collective. The resistance, the barriers that you have placed around your heart, both individually and collectively. The resistance to your own power, the resistance to oneness has been dropped. There has been collective beliefs that have been ingrained over your timelines and has been ingrained in the collective consciousness. But to join in unity allows vulnerability, allows you to be unsafe in certain scenarios. This is an outdated belief system that you have held. Once upon a time, in your perception of linear time, there were certain vulnerabilities in terms of your society conditioning and the way your society was run. But understand that these limiting beliefs are no longer valid, are no longer required for this timeline of the human collective consciousness. There is no need to have the resistance, to have your heart opened, to connect more deeply with your brothers and sisters in a vulnerable way. That harm, feeling unsafe that you once aligned to in dimensions of human story that were limited but served a purpose, no longer exists in the now. And you have shed those limiting stories from your collective consciousness in your now. You are now starting to experience there is nothing to fear in connecting with your brothers and sisters. There is nothing to fear in opening your hearts to others. Only love can be found here. Only true divine power can be found here. Only God realization can be found here. And that is the way for you. It has always been the way for you, for the human collective. Yet you have struggled and come across challenges in this act of coming together in different ways. But understand all these limited stories and narratives that played out throughout your society, throughout the different timelines of the human story, all served a purpose. And what you have called the dark ages and what you have called the times of control and power dynamics, that allowed people to feel disconnected to the divine truths. These were all limited stories. Yes, even though it appeared real in your collective consciousness. These were all dynamics that were necessary to allow you to go through the shifts, that allowed you to take those inward journeys, that allowed you to find your own power and the power of the collective and the power that can be found by joining others in different ways, in different dynamics, different circumstances. And this is all culminated into the now moment, where you are now feeling the love and the power that comes through coming together in your society, coming together, not just in spirit, but coming together in all forms of your society. Some of you still come together out of fear, yet even though you do this, there is still a bridging here. There is still a unity motion that comes into effect by doing this. And as you come together in all the different aspects of your society, and all the different aspects in your environment, in your timelines, in the parallels that's happening concurrently in the now moment, what emerges is love. What emerges is awareness of who you are. That is love. That is connection. What you remember consciously is that all others are you. Yes, you might perceive this on an intellectual level, but do you really feel this? Do you actually feel this oneness connection with your brothers and sisters? Do you actually feel that they are you? This is the journey the human collective is embodying now. It is this unity dynamic that is propelling the human consciousness to next stages of consciousness evolution. It is a necessary shift. And it's a shift that has occurred because you have chosen love. All that you have gone throughout all the timelines, all the challenges, the perceived challenges in your, what you perceive to be past timelines, what you have gone through in your own personal journey here in incarnation has allowed you to be in this precipice of human history, of human evolution, paving the way for all the dimensions of you and all the dimensions of you that will still to come in this now reality on this earth plane, in this current timeline of human evolution. Because you have chosen love, you have done it. So reflect on this now moment. Reflect even in your own personal story, all the adversity that you have gone through, all the ups and downs in your reality experience to come through in this now moment. You have done it. You have always done it. It's just your perception of failure, perception of success. But just know that no matter what you have gone through, it all served a purpose. There is no such thing as failure. No such thing as going off your path, both individually and collectively. Everything served a purpose. But you are now at the precipice of being the bridge between the spiritual world and the physical world. And it is that union. It is that union of coming together, both collectively and individually, of opening that collective portal of love, of your collective heart chakra. You allowing more truth into your awareness, where you are now less resistant to hearing the truth of your own narrative, of your own story, of why you are here, and not just why the collective is here. You have experienced these glimpses where you have felt empowered, where you have aligned to the divine truth, yet you have fallen back into amnesia, where you have felt then disconnected to yourself, to your purpose. It is the straddling of both worlds, where you have doubted yourself and doubted your power. Even this doubt served a purpose. But know that the dynamics that are in play now for the collective is one where there is less resistance to your own power, but there is more ease in manifesting, more ease in tuning in to the divine truth moving through you. Your intuitive knowing, accessing your divine gifts, expressing your divine gifts with less fear. Because there is less resistance to your power. Of course, there are some of you who are still attached to the old, finding it challenging to let go of the old. There are still some of you who are resistant to your own power on an individual level, yet collectively you have opened your arms. Collectively, you've opened your heart, and you have collectively declared that you are ready. Do you feel it? Do you feel the shift? It is here. All you need to do is let go. Let go of those limiting stories that you've told yourself about who you are, limiting stories that you have told yourself about others and the meaning you've held for your society and certain collectives in your society. All you need to do is let go of the untruths that there is separation, that there are others that has power over you. These are limiting narratives that has allowed you to feel disconnected to self, that has allowed you to bring your awareness into dimensions of duality or fear-based dimensions, where you have believed that you are a victim, where you have experienced yourself as a victim in different scenarios, different intensities. Can you see now that you have never been a victim? Everything is a co-creation by you to allow you to expand into who you truly are. There are no such thing as victims. Of course, through duality, through your human experience, you might feel that this story is real, that this narrative is very real for you. And that's how it's supposed to be. It meant to make you feel that it is real, to trigger the necessary responses for you to go inward, for you to see the purpose of why you are here. Can you reflect back on your own life when you have gone through certain challenges and it has led you on a certain pathway to become empowered? Perhaps you are being the beacon of light for others because of what you have gone through. There are many examples of this in your own experience if you reflect upon this. And also within your societies. Can you see now how it serves a purpose? But you are not to bypass all those soul lessons. It is about embracing all the human emotion, moving through it all. Even now, as many of you are still resistant to embodying your own power, you are not to bypass this, but to embrace all the dynamics involved because it serves a purpose. Moving through it with an open heart, from a point of curiosity, from a point of non-attachment, to be the observer of your own human experience. You are much more than human, but you are here to have a human experience because it is through the human experience where you become empowered, where you shift the collective consciousness, where you shift your own evolutionary journey. You're not here to bypass the human narrative, but to embrace it, to be the bridge. That is why you are here. To move through and to embrace all aspects of your physical reality, knowing that it serves a purpose, knowing that by processing and transmuting the emotions that are within the duality environment in which you are experiencing your life through, allows you to propel you onto your evolutionary story. The energy that becomes activated creates a ripple effect. The energy that becomes activated expands not only your life, but the whole collective. The energy involved helps to open your heart, helps to open your mind, allows you to be more compassionate, not only with yourself, but with others. But understand that your story of suffering is no longer. You no longer have to suffer. Suffering now is only a choice. It has always been a choice. You have a choice in how you perceive or what you perceive to be your past events, even the events that's happening now in your own personal life. You might experience this as less intense. If you look back in your own personal story, you can reflect back on how it might have taken you some significant time to process those negative emotions. And now, in your current experiencing, you can reflect on how it is allowing you to more easily move through those emotions because you have shifted, because the collective has shifted. So take this moment to reflect on just how powerful you are and that you have chosen love. And all you need to do now is let go of those limiting stories. Remind yourself that you are worthy of this power, that you are worthy of this love. And allow yourself to step into the unknown realms. And yes, many of you are fearful of these unknown realms. Because for many of you, when you control your reality, it allows you to feel secure, a false sense of security. But understand that this safety net that you have created is holding you back from who you truly are, from more of your power. That is your birthright. Recent events has allowed you to question what is power. It's a question we invite you to reflect on in your own personal journey, because it is these beliefs that you have around power. It is these beliefs that is either preventing you from embodying your own power, or beliefs that is allowing you to embody more of your power. Many of these beliefs are unconscious, to invite you to reflect upon this. And what are you truly afraid of, if you could be truly seen? Many of you are afraid of, when you step into your power, how others will perceive you, how your loved ones will perceive you, how perhaps your personality may shift. You might already be feeling these subtle shifts within you now. When you feel this sense of power within you, and when we talk of power, it is not this limited power, these limited stories of power that is in the collective story. True power is from the heart. It is unity power. It is the recognition that all others are you. All others are equal, because all others are the unique reflection of the one. It is heart-based power. You are invited to step into this now. The portal, the collective portal is wide open. All you need to do is embrace it. All you need to do is let go of those limiting stories that you've told yourself. All you need to do is surrender to the love that is already there. All you need to do is choose love, if you so choose it. You have free will in this human experience. You have a choice to explore through this reality in fear or through love. That choice is yours. What do you choose? And it is with such love that we come through to remind you of the power that is innately within you, of the love, the limitless love that is pouring within you, that is ready to be even more expanded. And all you need to do is let go of that resistance to it. Are there any questions today, dear ones?
I have a question, I guess, for Eric, if you want to go.
I'll go ahead.
Is the Earth splitting into different parallel realities of those who want to be part of the ascension process and those who do not?
Understand, dear one, that the earth already exists in many dimensions, many parallel realities. But understand that through your own personal story, you create dimensions of self. Through how you choose to explore in your reality. The more you choose fear, the more dimensions are created that reflect fear, that reflect duality. The more you choose love, the more the realities are created and expanded upon itself. Yes, there already exist many parallel realities of yourself, of the planet, but you're also co-creating more, because that is how the universe expands. So the notion of certain people being left behind, so to speak, is, we would like to say that there is no one left behind, that there is no one that's, we would say, in a better situation than others, so to speak, because everyone is uniquely equal. Everyone is uniquely powerful, even if they choose fear. If they choose fear, then there is a reason for this. Because they chose to expand. They chose to experience what it's like to be disconnected for their own evolution of their soul. And also to be a catalyst for those around them. So understand that although there are people in fear, they are playing a role for the expansion of others and the collective. You might reflect on your own personal story and see certain individuals that have triggered you and how they've been a part of your evolutionary story. They are your master teachers here. Understand that all of you are advanced. So the notion of splitting off is, we would say, it's occurring on in what your perception is, an individual motion, but also as a collective. There is no wrong and there is no right. There is no preferred side of the other side. Of course, for many of you, you prefer love and you prefer joy, but for some others, they prefer fear because that's why they're here. They came to explore this reality, to expand, to play a role for the expansion of the collective and those around them in their own evolutionary journey. So understand that with every thought, with every action that you take, whether it's fear-based or love-based, you align yourself to a dimension that reflects that vibration. And you have called this your manifestation abilities. You are aligning to a dimension that already exists. Yet you're also adding to the creation of more dimensions of the universe, of you. In your sciences, you know of how the universe expands itself through observation, through all of you, by you observing your life, by you bringing your consciousness into each now moment through your experience. You're creating a certain energy wave, a frequency that only manifests in your reality, but also adds to the universal field of consciousness. You are adding to the tapestry of the universe. And by you adding to the tapestry of the universe, through all the different energy wavelengths that become emitted through your experience, through your lived experience here, you add to the tapestry and expands. It's a beautiful orchestra. And you are playing your unique frequency, your unique song. And as you play your unique song, you're creating the beautiful, expansive symphony of life. And this is why you are unique, but you are one. Through your unique lived experience, where you add your unique notes to the symphony, to the creation of all that is, to the expansion of all that is. You are limitless. You are limitless because there are limitless dimensions. Not just ones that have been created, but ones that are continuously being created in different levels of your existence. So if you choose love, choose acceptance, and create from that dimension, you'll create further dimensions of love and expand upon ones that already exist. And by doing so, you also expand the collective conscious in love. You draw in, you manifest a collective dimension that represents more love and unity. You are co-creators. And it's through frequency in which you create. Are there any other questions, dear ones?
I'd like to ask a question about it's a personal question. I've last week I've been involved in some one of my hobbies, and I felt quite a lot of fear related to this. Fear of forces of nature, and also fear in a social situation. And it's been quite strong, and I've been doing some transportation work, but it's been intense to a point where I've been thinking about completely giving up on this hobby, although I enjoy it quite a lot as well. So one of the question is, part of the question is if you'd comment on that. The other part is that I'm wondering about the group of people that I'm with, if there's anything I ought to know, and the place in nature that I'm at, if there's anything I ought to know about that. Thank you.
D1. The fear that you are experiencing are just deep subconscious limiting stories that were a part of your energy field that you are now transmuting. The fear of being vulnerable and the fear of being seen. The fear of stepping into your own power and the dynamics that may unfold by you stepping into your power. It is these deep-rooted beliefs that are coming up into the forefront for you in your current experiencing. So I invite you to be the observer. We invite you to sit with it. We invite you to practice compassion for these dimensions of you that served a purpose, but do no longer serve. And to be in a point of heartfelt thanks and gratitude for these emotions, for these experiences, because it is showing you that you are ready for more. It is showing you that you are stepping more into a more expanded version of you. So give thanks to these versions of you, for they served a purpose and they led you to where you are here today. It is what you call a purging. It is a lifting of this energy that has been embedded in your energy field. You have been resistant to this for some time, but from all the work that you have done by going inwards, this, we would say, this energy that was quite resistant within you is becoming loose and malleable, and it's now have floated up to the surface, so to speak. So send it love, and so send it your compassion. And as you do that, and as you feel all the emotion that comes with it, also give it thanks and compassion and gratitude for it being a part of your evolutionary story. And as you consciously let go the resistance to feeling this emotion, and as you step into the vibration of gratitude and thanks and compassion, you allow yourself to receive an information that it wishes to give you, any words of wisdom. Because understand that all dimensions of you that come to visit, whether they visit for a short amount of time or whether they come to the surface to be transmuted, it is intelligence. It is a version of you. So are you listening? When you are resistant to these negative emotions, when you perceive it as wrong, it creates the energy of resistance, an energy of disconnection. And it is here when you are disconnected to hearing and seeing and feeling the wisdom within it. So as you let go of the resistance and align yourself to the frequency of love, sit with this dimension of you, sit with the fear, and ask this dimension of you, what do you wish to show me? Is there anything that I need to know in this now moment? Be open. Be in the frequency of gratitude, because gratitude helps to open your heart. It allows you to become aligned to a frequency of receiving that allows the radio, so to speak, to be more finely tuned for you to receive the information. It could be a feeling, could be a knowing. Different ways aligned to your belief system. But if you open yourself up, use the technology of love, sit with this version of you with open arms and compassion, and you will hear the answer. But at the root of it is these limiting stories that you've told yourself about who you are and the power that you have. And the nuanced ways to move through it will be there if you listen. Be the observer, be in a point of non-attachment, and here you'll be able to hear more and see more and feel more in regards to this conversation with you. Do not see this version of you as lesser than, as wrong. See this version of you as a vital point of your story. Give it thanks for allowing you to be where you are today because of this. It allowed you to take the inward journey. And when this version of you has completed its journey with you in this dimension, then it'll be transmuted. And this is why all emotion serves a purpose. If you listen, it will tell you. And as for the group of people that you speak of, they also serve a purpose for your evolutionary story. They are catalyzing you in different ways, touching on blind points of awareness within yourself. So sit with that. Be in a point of non-attachment to the dynamics that are playing out. And if you can be in a point of being the observer, you can see the truth behind what is going on. It is the attachment that you create where it distorts your view of what is truly going on. If you want the clarity, then let go of the resistance, let go of the attachment, and be the observer. See the people for who they truly are. As working with you from a spiritual perspective, to listen, to truly listen to the wisdom of the shadow self that is currently visiting you. Can you see the wisdom in their dynamics? Even though they're not conscious of it, there are certain dynamics unconscious dynamics at play. So be the observer with these dynamics and allow yourself to feel what is going on here and have a sense of the inner knowing of what is going on here. It's not by accident. There is no such thing as accidents, no such thing as coincidences. It's all happening in this now moment because you're ready to expand into something more, because you are now ready to move into your power. You have been called to use your voice. And perhaps you are not used to using this voice in this way, in this particular environment. But now it is inviting you to step into that power and to express that power verbally, to set what you prefer, regardless of how others will perceive you. It's inviting you to take that step. So you are at a pivotal point in your evolution, D1. Do you feel it?
Yes, I feel it. Could you also comment on the geographical location on that?
Please clarify your question, D1.
I'm at a place of in Norway. There's a lot of mountains, beautiful nature, clear waters. Is there anything I want to know about this place?
D1. Understand that all parts of Gaia expresses certain energy outputs. Yes, there are certain energy vortexes exist throughout Gaia, which relate to the very same vortexes within you because you are the planet. There are certain locations on the earth where this power output is more stronger. But you feel this whenever you're in nature. You feel more of the connection because it's a remembrance that you are this energy. And understand that the certain dynamics where you are located is, we would say, ruffling up some feathers, so to speak, for you in terms of energy, because it is needed. And understand that everyone has different experiences with this particular energy. However, even though it might feel somewhat contrasting, certain ruffling up of the feathers, so to speak, yet also powerful stillness and powerful connection. It's because it is certain energies needed to propel you on your ascension journey. And part of this dynamic energy is the meanings that you have created, your belief systems for in your location which you dwell back home. You have created certain connotations and meanings in your environment related to how you see yourself and how you see the world. So when you are in a new environment, those connotations, those meanings that you've placed on yourself and the world become more malleable. So understand that a new environments can help in dislodging and freeing the mind and allowing you to have fresh perspectives on who you are and your reality. So there is different dynamics playing here in terms of that. But also understand it's no accident that you are where you are today. This fresh perspective and there's certain energy involved in the location of where you are is allowing you to have a deeper look at your belief systems, allowing you to let go of that resistance and allowing you to become reacquainted to the shadow self, only for you to surrender it to love for your evolutionary journey.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions today, D1s?
Hi. So I've had, I mean, the world has had lately a pretty important lineage holder pass away. And in my personal life in this year, I've had a few kind of, you know, head of state kind of beings or head of lineages pass away. And I guess my question is, is there benefit in keeping a connection with these particular beings, by thinking of them, by praying or meditating to them, or keeping them in mind, or talking to them? Yeah, especially if they were kind of wisdom keepers for you. Is there benefit in keeping a connection after they pass?
Whenever you feel resonance with a particular being, even after they have transitioned, then there is something still there for you to learn. So understand that when beings transition, they obviously are still there in spirit and they dwell within your heart. And they themselves have access to even greater information and greater wisdom, because they're not bound by the human thought forms. They are not bound by the limiting stories that, even though no matter how advanced and how enlightened they are, they still had a human experience. So they are free of we would say, the different dynamics of that by transitioning, and they are now free to access more of their infinite intelligence and wisdom. And that infinite intelligence is available to you if you tune into it. For all beings can tune into the infinite wisdom of all beings, because they all move into the universe, the universal field of consciousness. And yes, there are many dimensions, we would say, in what you call as the spirit realm and the non-physical realm. But understand that all are there, accessible to you if you so choose it. So follow the resonance and the guidance within you. If you feel a connection, if you feel there is still much more to be taught, then align yourself to the wisdom here. Make your intentions to connect with them. As you know, when you set your intentions, you imprint energy. Yes, there are particular individuals have we would say, a heightened, connection to certain beings who have transitioned. But all beings, including you, dear one, can have access to all beings of transition. But it is about letting go of the concept of what it means to connect with beings that have transitioned, and having the belief within yourself that you can, in fact, connect with beings who have transitioned. So make your intention, get into a point of feeling the essence. Was there a unique energy that you can relate to this being? A unique energy. And there might be a unique aspect of compassion, or a certain vibe, a certain feeling, a certain smell even, something that uniquely connects you to this being. Even though this being might not inherently have this, it's the connection that you have created, an energy cord, so to speak. So if you can align and connect to this unique energy, you can more easily connect to that being. And invite them to connect with you in your heart. You might invite them to give you a sign, but play with it. Understand it takes patience here, but open your heart and open your mind and be creative in how you connect, and ask for wisdom from this being. And they are there. And as for the lineages that you have seen in recent events and you've experienced in different aspects of your society, it is not by accident. You have closed a chapter, so to speak, energetically closed a chapter for the collective, opening another one. It is not only symbolic, but it's also reflective of the collective consciousness at this time. You have all come together in different ways. And this coming together has created a frequency, an energy that has allowed for the collective heart to be widened. It has created a stronger connection to the movement towards oneness remembrance. You have propelled the human evolution into remembering that they are God, that they are one because of these events. So no matter your perceptions on these lineages, on the different lineages of the lineage heads that have transitioned, and a major one has been the Queen of recent time, I understand it all serves a higher purpose. And you have felt this and you have witnessed the coming together of people, even if it is in their mourning, but it's also in their gratitude and the joy. It is the coming together of people all around the world that it has heralded a new dimensional exploration for the human collective. It is this opening of the heart portal that we have spoken of. Their transitioning is not by accident. They chose to transition at this time, at this precipice time, because the collective energy has shifted. The energies of the old has been transmuted. And you're ready for greater expansion. So give thanks for what came before, because what came before allowed you to be where you are today, and give thanks to the new for what will be. They transitioned to serve a purpose for the collective at this time. No matter what role they played in their human story and the different dynamics of their human experience, they served a higher collective purpose. Do you feel the shifts of change? You have been feeling this. For some of you that are sensitive, you've been feeling these subtle changes over the last several weeks. Some of it has been dense. But for those of you who are sensitive, you are now feeling an ease. You might experience a quickening of manifesting, a quickening of aligning yourself to the divine truth and having more clarity on the steps to take in your journey here of manifesting and the expansion into more love and freedom. Of course, you've always been love and you've always been free, but it's just the realization of it, an experience of it in the human experience. And as you practice gratitude, you further open your heart, and because the collective heart is opened, it gives you more individual ease of accessing more of your own sense of individual heart, your individual journey, and individual truth. Even though the concept of individual is somewhat limiting, you are also having a unique experience. So within your own energy field, let's just say it is more opened, more malleable. This might make you feel more vulnerable to different stimulus in your outer reality. It's because the collective has opened their field, has let go of that resistance. And because your energy fields, both collectively and individually, have expanded, you have greater access in this point of now moments to connect with the higher self, to connect with beings who have transitioned. Even though this is we would say there's shifts that's happened in permanent natures, so your energy field has expanded more permanently, yet the portal, yet the energy that's currently experiencing for the human collective is heightened. And this is why you might feel more sensitive at this time, but also feeling resistance because everything is coming to the forefront. So for you to maintain this opening of the heart, both to add also to the collective, but also for your own opening of your heart, to maintain that space, that energetic space within your own individual experience. Hold the frequency of gratitude. And now is the time to really hone into your abilities, to really hone into why you are here. Connect with your heart. Because the portal is wider now, you have greater access to connect, to go deeper into your heart portal, to connect to the different dimensions of you, to access infinite wisdom in your present awareness. So draw on these unity energies and the opening of your heart portal to connect to joy in your unique ways. And this will also, by connecting to this particular being that you speak of, dear one, by practicing this connection with this being, it'll give you further confidence. And it will give you certain experiences that allows you to propel you into the next stage of your own journey. So I encourage you to practice in connection with this particular being. But trust in your abilities, dear one. You do have the ability. It's only your perception of your ability that cuts you off from tuning into it. So really listen to the inner knowing. The divine truth in all of you is heightened right now. That clarity. So trust it. It comes from the heart. There is an analogy where a story that has held in the collective of whether you trust the head or trust the heart, following the head or following the heart. Understand that your navigation system is from the heart. So what does your heart say? Follow that resonance, regardless if it makes sense. Trust in that knowing and be in the present moment. And you will further tune into the clarity on which you seek. Is there any other questions today, dear ones?
Would you be willing to offer us a brief activation in whatever modality you feel is appropriate for the group?
You're already receiving activations just by you being here. If you are seeking a certain practice, a certain modality,
Something we can take take with us after we leave the session.
We invite you to focus on your heart. Envision a golden flame. This golden flame is your source essence. It is the connection to your heart portal. It is the connection to all the dimensions of you. It is the connection to divine truth, the infinite wisdom within. Have a sense of its energy, perhaps its temperature, perhaps its physical sensations, even smells. Open all your senses. And cultivate a sense of gratitude within your heart. And have a sense of this technology of gratitude, opening your heart. You might envision a sense of an energetic portal opening within this golden flame. For some of you, this might trigger a sense of vulnerability. Feel that sense of opening within you of vulnerability. Know that you are safe. Breathe. And as you're opening that portal within the golden flame, have a sense of more immense unconditional love flowing out of you. Hold this technology of gratitude, as this technology of gratitude helps to strengthen the portal and helps you to connect even deeper to it. And once you have held this frequency, and you're able to open the heart portal in whatever stage that you are able to do in this now moment, I want you to envision someone who you wish to connect with, who you wish to share your love with, perhaps someone who is in fear, someone who you might perceive that is in disconnection. It can also be a collective. It can also be more than one person. Experiment. Now, once you can visualize this being, I want you to visualize their face as if they are standing in front of you. Notice the smile on their face. And notice a sense of gratitude coming from them. They are smiling at you with gratitude. And envision within their own heart chakra a brilliant golden flame just like yours. And see this golden flame become brighter and brighter within them. And hold this frequency of gratitude. And keep that feeling of gratitude as you look at them. And feel that sense of gratitude being emitted from them. And as you do so, see their heart portal opening within their golden flame. And as you see this portal opening, I want you to envision a cord of brilliant rose pink light emanating from your inner portal and going into their heart portal. As it becomes a loop of energy, as you are giving them gratitude and love, they do so back with you. As you draw on gratitude and thanks, they also give you gratitude and thanks back. And it's this energy exchange between the both of you now. That allows you to connect on a more of a spiritual level, a recognition of who you truly are and the soul dynamic that's in play. It is here when you can receive clarity on their role with you from a higher level and the role they are playing in your human experience to assist you on your journey here. And you give thanks for that role that they are playing. And as you cultivate this, feel that cord becoming warmer as you feel the temperature rising. And as you feel your heart open even further. And as you do this, you connect more with this being, recognizing that they are you, that you are one. And you can extend this practice to others and for the whole human collective. You can also practice this with beings who have transitioned. It is an act of using heart technologies to create more unity consciousness, to propel you further into God realization. And to being able to see the spiritual roles that others play for you. Now, give thanks to yourself for taking this short journey in this experience. When you feel completed, thank the other person for this exchange. And
Thank
just
you.
breathe and come back into the present. As you can see, and what you can experience from this exercise is that gratitude is truly the door of receiving. Gratitude is a technology that opens your heart and connects you with others. So extend this technology of gratitude and compassion with others in your life and with the collective and with all situations. It is a connection frequency.
Thank you so much.
And it is with such love that we come through to remind you of the power that is within you. And the remembrance that you are God. And you are remembering this more and more. And as you connect more with your human brothers and sisters, you further expand on the dimensions of oneness, allowing the whole collective to move into higher dimensions of being. And as you do so, you'll start to remember your oneness connection with the planet, with all other life force here and off planet. But for you to remember who you are in oneness off planet is to remember who you are in oneness on planet. With yourself, with your brothers and sisters. Can you see it is a pattern of expansion, of remembering that you're one in love and connection. And by doing this, the human collective radiates a particular frequency. And this particular frequency also helps to, we would say, expand the frequency of Gaia, of the planet, because you're an extension of her, and you and the planet as one vibrates even more brightly as you have arrived at this precipice in time where you have expanded more in love. A new frequency is now being emitted, heralding a new collective exploration, where you will now explore further dynamics to assist you to remember who you are in oneness. Oneness not just with your brothers and sisters, but oneness with others, off-world, and in other different contexts. Because you are so truly advanced, this is why you are here. Remind yourself that only the most advanced beings are here in this now moment. And give thanks to all in your journey. As you practice gratitude, you expand not only your heart, but you allow a deepening connection with all others, and also assist in the deeper connection with the collective, adding to the collective frequency and the collective frequency of the planet. By you choosing love, you are elevating, expanding the whole collective and the planet and the universe. That's how powerful you are when you choose love. Until next time, farewell.